I was specifically hired to be the program manager for certifications at the time, where the company was in a moment of kind of strategic focus and thinking about how we really expand into larger businesses and this kind of like enterprise play. And we had an established Asana Academy for our self-service e-learning, which included live trainings and courses. And we were looking at the time to really dedicate a program for credentials. And that came really tops down from our new leadership at the time. And many of them were coming in from Salesforce. So there was a lot of authentic buy-in from leadership on the head of revenue, marketing, to really drive the certification program and get the resources that we need. We really grounded this in 3 strategic pillars. Really needed to help meet the goals for customer adoption. So how can credentials really drive a customer to be a more sophisticated user of a software product? We also wanted this to drive some of our thought leadership goals. Education is a great space where you can really get people to think beyond just a product and how it's really serving career-based goals and needs in the workforce. And then third, it can really drive demand for your product as well. There's the ability to really integrate it into campaigns, drive new users into a program, and really expand growth opportunities within the accounts that you have as well. If I am earning a credential, I have to have that attribute that is available to me. It is something that I could share. And again, it gives it that validity and credibility. People are motivated with elements of gamification, things that you can collect and show that you've earned. So that was always a non-negotiable part of the program. What we really saw in Credible is that kind of partner for us, that it was like so easy to share, and that becomes a part of their broader digital wallet of credentials that they can earn in other places, to have something to kind of go back to and show. And there's like other elements where people can really see how this credential fits into the kind of workplace and organization and the skills that credential has earned for them. And it's so easy to share to LinkedIn. So that was also a key criteria that we were looking for. Our Asana Academy was hosted already on SkillJar as our LMS. So it is a non-negotiable that whatever credentialing program had to have a native integration with SkillJar to meet our requirements and really meet our timeline. We didn't have additional resources on the ET product dev side to make any bespoke integration. So that was a non-negotiable, which Credible facilitated. And it really just involved me setting that up, which was a native plugin. And I just had to establish the connection to what is the completion criteria from SkillJar and what is a Credible issuing. Is it a certificate or the badge that's being issued? And then it connects the user's information, so their name and email, to attribute that digital credential. What I think is also really important here is it also establishes it as a unique space for the learner, so that if and when they're changing their organization, that stays with them. So their credential is unique to them. We can still see it, but they own it. It doesn't go away if they ever leave their organization, which is really important for people in the space where you're constantly evolving their careers. The other piece is the white labeling design element. And that, when meeting with our internal stakeholders, was really important. It really stood out about Credible too, was we wanted it to feel as an extension of our overall Asana web surfaces. So that, navigation line is the same as our Asana Academy. So it presents as kind of a native extension of our learning ecosystem. When we initially established the program, the kind of key criteria that we were looking for are people actually going to complete these programs? We were immediately able to see, yes, it was something that people were registering for and completing at a really high rate. And we also were looking at customer satisfaction. So we have surveys at the end to just measure, is this what you expected? How likely would you recommend, et cetera? So we saw high satisfaction for these programs as well as kind of those leading indicators. And then on the accreditable side, what we can see as kind of leading indicators are the unique recipients. So how many individuals have credentials in addition to the total number of credentials issued. And what we saw is that there's actually quite a number of people that are earning multiple credentials. It's not just a one and done. There's some people that I think we have 7 credentials now. They have all 7 and they're like waiting for us to issue more. The bigger business outcomes that we were really driving was adoption and revenue, the kind of buyer impact. And off the bat, I had a great partner on our campaigns team setting up the systems that we needed to make sure that when someone was registering and completing these credentials, we could see pipelines so that we could see ARR. And we really were able to see some immediate impact there, which was really exciting because ROI means a lot when you can put a dollar sign behind it. And then longer term, we were starting to figure out how we actually measure results for adoption. And over this past year, we were able to really build out a model for adoption and attribute it to our academy programs. And so that we could see now that when a user completes a program in the academy, we're able to see the impact it has on their long-term adoption. And the 2 key pieces that we're seeing now is that it really has a high impact for new users. It's a critical piece in helping to form lasting adoption habits. And then it really retains active users. People that complete certifications are already a higher adopter, and it maintains them as an active user. So we really see a lot of benefits there that we're able to report back to the business and learn from and keep channeling into the program.